Okay, so hello everyone. I just wanted to welcome you on this 17th edition of DebConf in Cape Town. What? Sorry?
Who are you?
Yeah.
What's the next sentence?
Yeah. So everyone, welcome. I'm Mehdi Dogui, the Debian project leader. And
I'm feedback. The host of the video.
and the microphone is not working. So just wanted to say welcome and glad to see you here. I hope you will enjoy DebConf as much as we will do all. And I will let Bernelle and Rhonda explain to you what is DebConf and how to make it successful as experience for you.
Thank you, Mehdi. I think we don't need this. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome. I attended DebConf for the first time last year, and two very valuable members of our community to me gave this talk. So I'm going to do my best to repeat it to you because it was very useful for me. This session is for people who are new to DebConf as well as for people who have been to DebConf before, and you're all welcome to participate. Whether you are active or not actively participating, whether you want to get involved or are involved in Debian or do not want to get involved in Debian or DebConf, you are still welcome to participate. You are welcome to participate in any way that you would like to, whether that's actively or quietly, what we call lurking. Whatever you do, be true to yourself. So this is true both for this session and for DebConf, and I think Debian in general. The most important thing, you can ask front desk anything. Rhonda, the most important thing about Debian and DebConf is our diversity statement. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yes, there was a quite lengthy discussion. There was at one point the diversity statement proposed because to make it clear that Debian welcomes contribution from everyone and regardless of how they identify, how they are perceived, and to make it clear that the Debian project welcomes contribution from everyone, regardless of different types of discrimination that are going on or whatever. And as long as people are working together in a constructive way, we welcome everyone in the project. And the same holds true for DebConf.
Okay. And a lot of the work of Debian is technical, which I thought would be a huge barrier for me. I am technical, but in a completely different way. I don't understand computers. And that's okay, because a lot of the contributions is also, as we can see, creativity, graphic design, translating, all those sorts of things. And users are also very important. Can I ask how many of you are attending DebConf for the first time? Oh, wow.
Wow, that's
Oh, that makes me very happy. It makes all the hard work worth it.
welcome.
How many of you in the session has been to DebConf before? Okay, thank you also for being here. Okay, the next, so I forgot to say we have 5 points in this talk. The first one we just did, the welcome. The second one was the diversity statement, very important. Then I'm going to take you through the tips and tricks to make DebConf good for you, which will include Polito's site tour. Is high voltage here? No. Okay. So I think the most important thing, although it's really difficult sometimes because there's so much information, is the DebConf wiki. It's very well curated. There's a lot of information on there, and it's open to everyone to participate and to add and to edit, just like a wiki is. The DebConf Discuss mailing list is also very important for information and discussions. And a lot of things that are happening in addition to the technical part of DebConf happens on the mailing list as well as IRC. So you need to talk to people if you want to go sightseeing or drive around, because sometimes those things don't make it onto the official channels. The IRC, who doesn't know what IRC is? We all know IRC. Excellent. I didn't know about IRC last year. Hashtag DebConf, and then there's also a bot which is misbehaving today, but tell us more about the bot.
It was a bit acting up. The DC schedule bot is supposed to announce when talk starts, when the food times are, so you don't miss out the important part. And it also announces when people arrive, so that you know when your peers are here. There's also the possibility to opt out from that, because not everyone feels comfortable with being announced in a IRC session that they are here. Yeah, and it hopefully should also send to Twitter when the talk starts, so that people who are remotely attending are watching through the video stream are also aware which sessions are going on and where they can participate and watch them.
And the IRC is a lovely channel. It really makes this a global conference in the truest sense of the word. Okay, from the globe, I want to do some very location-specific things. I'm introducing you to our, now I need to remember the right, is that one? Yes. Is F5 or F11 better? We'll see how it works. This is Polito, who has gone away again. Does someone have him here? No, he makes a horrible noise. This is our chicken. And when he arrived, he did a site tour so that you don't have to, but you're welcome to follow in his footsteps. This document is on the, oh, that's not a nice one. This document is on the internet somewhere, but I will quickly go through it with you. Polito's English is not that good. He also trusts no one, but he likes Cape Town, thankfully. This is our view from the city at night. This is our map. So we are, the meal times and the residences are here. We are over here now, I think. Further up? Yeah? Sure. Okay. There is beer. I love beer. I understand not everybody loves beer, but I love beer. So as long as you're in this region, you're good. There's also a lot of good things to see here. Main road is far over here. Okay. This map is also in your registration badges, along with most of the other information that you need. Okay. Fuller Hall is our home. There's some DebConf hack labs. There's the Quiet Hack Lab. There's the Happy Feet Hack Lab, which is the more sociable one. And then there's also the Super Cow Hack Lab, which definitely has the best views. If you get up early enough, you can see the sunrise from the balcony of the Happy Feet Hack Lab. Yeah.
Early enough is like 7.
Be quiet, because then there's meditation. Okay. There's also hack labs around the conference areas. We're just struggling with venue access, so we might update those venues. And there is internet in all of these places, as well as at the tennis club pub above. Right, Quiet Hack Lab looks like this. Very good hiding space. Oh, it's funny. Okay, Happy Feet Hack Lab. It's very warm in temperature, but please don't switch too much heaters on the same plug points. But you should be here most of the time, and it's nice and warm here now. Okay. Jammy Hall, I think we've moved up and down enough times today of those. We're all nice and fit now. Okay, to get to ATMs and drawing money is right next to the Jammy steps. There's also Superfly here, Rahul. There's a machine to buy airtime. It doesn't work really well to buy airtime from the banks on campus, so don't try to do that. Come talk to us. We've got a machine that is developed in South Africa for this problem. So please come use it.
Two ATMs in this if somebody needs to charge of this SIM card. South African SIM card.
There are 2 ATMs in there which have a different charge, that you have a different fee that you have to pay if you withdraw money from there. I think the one on the left side is the cheaper one for foreign people.
Okay. All right. Is it the FNV? No, it was the Netbank one that takes cards. Okay. Polito does not trust banks, neither do we.
This is talking about this building which is just right next to this one, kind of the glass one.
Yes.
Is that are the free ATMs?
The 3 ATMs is a bit lower down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And there's also on that side is the Leslie Social. So if I could show
Yeah.
you, if we're here, the ATMs are over there. And there's also over here the Leslie Social, which is also where there's cafeterias and things. So I encourage you to walk around a little bit. Both of those are really close and they're fairly on the same level. You don't need to do up and down too much. And go and explore. And on the weekends it is a little bit quiet. In the week there is a lot of activity because there are research staff and students here. So it's still fun to do. It's safe during the day. It's safe during night, but don't carry your valuables with you. Just for in case. Okay. Any other questions on this? Are we good? Okay, oops. Right, you found the NOC, Network Operations Center. You're not supposed to go in there. People are very busy. The 11B is where you find the front desk. Very helpful people. Dummy shuttle services. You can use the blue buses that are on campus. You need to show them this if they ask you. And there's also an emergency phone number, I think, on here. If there is a problem and you're not around, like you're not seeing us. Yeah. Front desk has an emergency number. It can take SMSs. So if you're stuck anywhere, just keep your badge with you at all times. This information will help you get home. Okay. We've got that, we've got that. Right, then we also have a blue lab where there is computers where you can work on. Graham, do you want to say something about the blue lab? It's upstairs. It needs swipe card access. So you need to find someone with a card that looks like this to let you in, right? Okay, but there are computers there, and if you need extra anything, that's a nice one. I'm not sure if we're using Snape, but most South African plugs look both like the European plugs and this 3-point South African plug. And we do sell adapter plugs, but I think they ran out today, so there might be more again tomorrow. So if you do get stuck, just please come talk to us. Okay, tennis. We can play tennis here. You can hire rackets. If you want to do swimming or any other sports, if you want to do anything at all, please ask on IRC or get in touch with us. We've been doing a lot of trips. I think a lot of you've seen. We're going walking with the dogs tomorrow afternoon. We like to do a lot of stuff, so please get involved. That's a nice way to meet people. Okay, I think we're almost finished. The club pub, I think, is opening this evening again. It has a fireplace. It's very nice. That's where we spent DebConf. And then the last one here has a couple of useful information on, which I think I'll leave there for the moment. Okay, the next thing, person-to-person interaction. There's a lot of people here from all over the world, and our languages are very different. Some of us really struggle with English. Don't think about it too much. The important thing here is about sharing your ideas. Keep it simple, but say it. The point is communication, not being perfect. I know I speak very fast. If I speak to you, please tell me to slow down. Don't be afraid of that. Having said that, if you are a native English speaker, try to speak slowly. Try to avoid jargon or slang terms. Check in with the other person. Do you understand? Do I need to say this in another way? Say it in another way, just in case. Moderate your assertiveness. The other person needs to deal with your language barrier as well as your personality. Please bear that in mind. Give some time for the other person to understand and reply. And here I'm quoting Enrico, and he was hilarious. When you have finished saying something, wait for 3 seconds before you say something else. This leaves a pause for the other person to finish parsing the audio that was buffered in streaming, build the syntax stream, navigate, compile, optimize, understand, figure out a reply, and say it. And sometimes we need multiple passes. Don't be afraid to give constructive feedback. Don't be afraid to give compliments. If you need attention, volunteer. It's the best way to make friends. It's the best way to learn. You can do only an hour or half an hour a day. You meet interesting people. Sometimes you get an extra t-shirt even. Get out of your comfort zone. And then take the time to recover. It's okay to feel tired with a lot of exposure. It's okay to take time out. When you see a bunch of people standing in a group, try to include others in a common conversation. Sometimes it's really hard. There's language barriers, there's interest groups, but it's the only way you learn magical things about the other person. Do you want to tell us about the games that's being played at DebConf?
Well, there's one game which is quite infamous, which is called Mao. If you see people running, sitting around the table with cards in between them and rarely speaking a word, they probably play Mao. And don't be afraid, it might be difficult at the first time, but it gets addictive.
And you're not allowed to ask the rules.
Yeah, no speaking about the rules.
You don't need much English to play.
There's also games like Assassin, which I think is Maddox's favorite, right? No?
No, not anymore.
Well, it was, but all the people he played with are dead now. There's Werewolf, there's board games, there's physical games like the tennis. There's also key signing. You've seen an email about the key signing party. It's a running thing, it happens all the time. I think Ganef is giving a talk about it at some stage. Gunnar.
That's the reason for the numbers on the badge. So the people with numbers on the badges are part of the key signing list. But even if you don't have a number and have your key fingerprints on a slip of paper, you can still approach the people to exchange keys.
Okay, shall we spend a couple of minutes on questions?
This is not about a question, it's just a remark. Persons have issues connecting to IRC or working with IRC. There are several persons from the OFTC network team here as well on site at DebConf. Just speak up, go to either me or go to the front desk. We will help you getting your IRC client set up for OFTC network.
Okay. There was another question in the back here.
UCT club open during the weekend?
There's rumors. You're talking about the pub with the beer. There's rumors, and I know this morning there was a private function there. So when that happens, then it isn't open to other people. On Sundays, it's open only if there was enough people on Saturday and there's enough beer. So I think you just need to check on IRC the whole time if it's open. The tennis club pub also has beer and also has some snacks, and we can arrange when that is open. It's just a hell of an uphill walk.
We have open ourselves?
No, we talk to someone who opens it, but they're a smaller operation than the pub, so they're easier to just open and close. They only have bottled beer because they don't know about the numbers, so we couldn't arrange it.
The UCT club is definitely open.
Is it open? Have we confirmed? Okay, so the UCT pub is open tonight from 7 p.m.
Yeah, Matt comes in at 5, so I think 6-ish there definitely.
Okay, 6-ish. But you'll definitely see people on IRC talking about it. It gets a lot of attention.
Waiting for the door at 6.
Any other questions?
Is UCT club the same thing like?
Please use the microphone.
Oh, sorry, the tennis club here in the back.
No. So the question is the UCT club the same as the tennis club? No, there's a sports center downhill, which is close to where you come in. If you probably pass this big concrete-looking building as you come into campus, that is the UCT club. The tennis club's very much uphill with tennis courts. Okay.
So the UCT club is on the bottom right of the map. So if you go out from Fuller House, down the stairs and
Yes.
to the left, you'll get directly to it.
I can try. This one? Navigating in reverse here is really weird. There we go. I'm trying. Ah!
Yeah.
Okay.
UCT is over here. This is Fuller House. These are the main stairs. And the tennis club is
Whoa.
up here.
Yeah.
Can you show the tennis club again? Tennis club again.
You play a game, point and tell. Okay, any more questions?
There was supposed to be some campus walk that was supposed to be happening
I think that's tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think we'll I don't know if we'll leave from here or from Fuller. It depends where my dogs are. They're coming with. Yeah. Okay. So, and that's with me. Yes, yes. But it'll be 4 o'clock and I'll probably...
What are
Where
your
do you
dog's
want?
aliases?
Say again?
Your dog's aliases, so we can check an IRC with them.
My one dog's, well, they're not registered. They're like Polito. They don't trust IRC. They probably ate it. My one dog's name is Raz, as in Rasputin, and the other one's Fiona, like in Shrek's Fiona. Yeah.
Are there heaters left at the reception of Fuller House?
I don't know. Who can we ask about that? Are
There
they?
are heaters left for the personal rooms.
I did see a bunch delivered. I don't know if it was for us.
We should get another batch of, I think, 10.
Okay.
If that has been delivered, then there's 10 more, but I think the first batch of 40 has been distributed.
Okay. But if you are cold, please let someone know. We can organize something for you.
Something
Okay.
in color.
Okay. Another question?
Hello? Hello? I don't know if it works. Yeah. Do you have any comments or remarks just if we want to go into Cape Town or explore the city a lot or at all? And just because someone keeps asking about cold, I'm Canadian. If you have cold fingers or cold toes, put on a hat. It's not
Yeah.
a joke. It's seriously the best thing to do. Dry clothes and a hat. If
Definitely.
you're
There's probably been about 100 people who's been here for a week now, and they've organized most of themselves. So as a local, I'm probably a worse person to ask because I don't know what challenges you have. I know that if you keep going down here, so if you walk down here, then Main Road is here, and there's a lot of shops that sells beanies. There's also the UCT shop. And they also sell beanies that's branded with University of Cape Town. Yeah. But also, if you get stuck, please ask. We do shopping trips a lot, so...
You can
Rhonda.
you can scroll. I mean,
I just wanted to add, because the question was a bit, I guess, about like how do we explore Cape Town when you,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
probably different people. Some people are like, don't go at night.
Yeah.
Some people are like, it's fine. Like,
Well, Cape Town is not kind of a completely safe city, but the places where you run around, even at night, are safe if you're in a group. The thing is, there are people who just want money off you. There's no social security system in this country, so there are just very poor people, and sometimes they are very desperate. So I would advise not to run around alone at night unless you know the places where you go. If you're in a group of 3 people or more, there is no real risk. The thing is, if you want to go into Cape Town, there's 3 options. One option is you call Uber or a taxi. Uber works very well here. And you usually go down to V&A waterfront. So V&A, like Victoria and Albert, and then waterfront. That's kind of the touristy location where there's overpriced restaurants and lots of funny sales shops, but there's also a big mall, and so anything you would want to have, you find there. And there's also great pictures opportunity towards the Table Mountain. So everybody goes down there and takes pictures of the Table Mountain. There are even kind of steel frames set up there, so people, tourists know where to stand to take pictures from Table Mountain. It's all very, very well laid out. So that's kind of, the easy thing to do, and probably something you should be doing. It's one of the options for the day trip on Wednesday, if you just, if that's enough for you and you just want to explore the city a bit. But you can easily do this in the evening as well, or just, during the day when there's 2 sessions on which you are not that interested in also. Do you say something about the day trips?
I could. There were there was questions about the day trips. We would love you to sign up so that we know what to organize for you. The one option apparently has a big waiting list. Don't be afraid about that because we can probably organize more buses, but we'll confirm. So just put your names down in terms of interest. Don't worry about that it's full or not full. And the options are on the wiki. I don't think I should. If you don't know what to choose, go to Cape Point. It's the best one.
That's what I wanted to add. Like, there's about 3 things you may want to do here. The one thing is the waterfront. Take the pictures. You need a nice day, right? If you don't see the Table Mountain, you don't need to go down there because it's only overpriced malls then. The second thing is you may want to go to the Table Mountain or even up the Table Mountain to take the picture the other way around. That's one of the options on the day trip. And you can go with Bernelle. She will actually walk up there. And if you're then still in the mood, she will also walk down from there again.
But you could take the cable car down
right.
as well. We might
People
split
with,
the group.
you know, a more normal physical condition may just want to take the cable car either up or down.
It is very steep.
It's
though.
a
I don't think
1,000. It's
easy.
1,000 meters steep uphill, and another 1,000 down, like height. So you may not want to do this. And then there's, like, for the day trip, there's one option which the locals here recommend, which is basically go down to Cape Point, which is the most southwestern point here in South Africa. And on the way, there's a thing called Boulder Beach, where sometimes a few penguins hang out, and you can go and watch them. So that's kind of a nice South African experience in a day. Like, these 3 are possibly, the most you can fit in a week touristy while still attending the conference and, doing what you really want to do here, which is interact with the Debian community.
All right. There's one more question?
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to live more on the dangerous side where most Linux users live in the city, there's Longstreet District. There are a couple of fringe districts. There's the Greenpoint District, which is a very pink neighborhood. There's the Observatory District, which is very student, academic kind of people. And Woodstock, which is a little more on the rough side, but there's some very interesting spaces there. So if you want to live on the slightly more dangerous side of Cape Town,
Well, it's
highly
interesting.
recommend
You're
going to
David,
Longstreet.
right? Yeah. So I think chat with David. He sounds like he knows all the interesting spots afterwards. Great.
But sign off here first, so we know that we don't need to look for
Yes.
you in case you get lost.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. You can still ask questions throughout. I thought it'd be, well, from last year, it would be great if some of the past DebConfers could share their stories, maybe a highlight from DebConfs. There's so many stories. And if some of the new people to DebConf, tell us a bit about how you got here and why are you here. Any volunteers? Rhonda, what's your best experience? What do you remember?
My first DebConf was 2005 in Helsinki, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know many people personally back then. I mean, I live in Austria and drove to some conferences in Germany and know some people from there, but not so many Debian people. And it was kind of interesting there because so many people that you interacted before just through IRC, chat, mail, whatever, you now know personally, and then you get a completely different feeling for the people just by sitting together for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, talking with them, and the next email you receive from them, you read it completely different. Back then it was also still a lot of flame wars going on the mailing lists. Clearly that has sort of ceased. But one of the things that I took for me from Helsinki is, because Helsinki was Finland, lots of saunas, and I said after that it's hard to engage in a flame war with someone you have been to sauna with.
Right. Do you want to tell your story? Yes, Paul.
Yeah, so last year was my first DebConf. I knew in advance that DebConf would be here this year, and I thought, well, I'll go to Heidelberg, it's close by for me, it's from Holland, and next year I'll skip and then see what happens. But I think already during last DebConf I decided that I really wanted to come here, because it gave me so much energy while I was there, meeting all these people, working on stuff together, maybe hard stuff, easy stuff, other stuff, that people just asked you, hey, can you help? And that was, we need to get things done, and then we just did it together. So that was great for energy for me.
How many bugs did you guys squash last year?
Well, I don't know, I squashed a lot of other people's bugs. I did some of my own, so yeah.
Good. Okay. Oh, Shirish.
Hi, my name is Shirish. This is my first DebConf. I came because basically I had heard about DebConf for quite some time, and we have been doing some mini DebConfs in India. So we hope to, at some point in time, do a DebConf in India for sure. Then we do not know, okay? But we are looking for a newbie. We have some people from India here. So we are looking for that new energy who can be with us and can help organize. And I'm also looking forward to DebConf organizers to give me their wisdom so I can use some of that maybe to make a formal bid or to whatever I need to know, and also speak with my people that, okay, this is the thing that we need to work out. So I hope to do that. Yeah.
Oh, welcome.
Hi guys, I'm Kirtana. I'm a GSA intern from India. So this is my first DebCon, and I just reached yesterday, and until probably today morning I was complaining about how cold the place is. Because I come from a place where it's average 35 degrees centigrade and this is 15. So I've been repeating the same dialogue. And but I think I've warmed up to the climate right now. And other than that, the community here is amazing, and I've met a lot of new people. The climate, a lot of the things that are practices are unfamiliar. So when you're at home, I've been taught rigorously by my parents, do not look at strangers, don't even look at them, don't talk to them, nothing. And so here it's like, oh, random person, just say hi, start talking, start a long conversation. So it's a very different experience, and it's really fun. So, and this is I've been here only for barely 24 hours. So hopefully by the end of 9 more days, I can have a lot of wisdom to take back, and it's a very great experience. I've met a lot of people, and thank you for the wonderful.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bernelle. I guess I'm sort of the antithesis of a new person, since I started in the Debian project in the fall of 1994. And I've been to every DebConf since DebConf 2. The thing that I wanted to add that I hadn't heard spoken about yet today, which came up in the similar session last year and I thought was really important, is if this is your first time at a DebConf and you meet somebody or you hear somebody giving a talk or in a session that you think is really interesting and you'd like to meet them or talk to them, don't be shy about it. The reason that I come to DebConf is to have the opportunity to meet new people that are enthusiastic about this project that I have now put well over 20 years of my life towards. 20, wow, it's a lot. I don't even want to think about it. It makes me feel old sometimes. But please don't be shy about finding people whose names you recognize or that have said something that you think is interesting in a session or whatever, and come talk to us. It's the whole reason we're here.
Thanks, Miguel. Okay. One last thing. We're going to do a little exercise now. If you don't want to participate, you don't have to, but it is a lot of fun. I want you each to have a pen and a paper. There's some pens and papers in the front. that we could distribute. Who can volunteer helping distribute these? Yes. Thank you. You can tear the paper in half and share with other people if you can. That's as much paper as I could organize at short notice. Okay, I need a watch. Okay, does everyone have a paper? Once you have your piece of paper, could you fold it so that you have 4 sections? You know where this is going. How much do you like? That's okay, that's fine. Don't go smaller than that, though. You optimize things for a living, don't you? Okay. Come on. Once you have these 4 pieces, please take in your first quadrant. What brings you to DebConf? Spend like 1 sentence, 2 sentences, not a lot. Secondly, in your second sector, what do you do in Debian or computer related if you don't do anything in Debian yet? And in your third section, what would you like to do in Debian? I'll give you 5 minutes or so. Thank you. So now we're going to do a little exercise. It's aimed at getting you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but not too much. So what we're going to do now is ask you to meet up with someone, take your paper with you, and one partner asks the person the question, what brings you to DebConf? The other partner can read your answer. Because you know how often you stand there and you're like, I don't answer, and then when you stand there, you're just like, I don't know. So now you do, you have your cheat sheet. Okay, so let's do that, and then we say swap, you tell the other person what the answers are. And I promise you it's going to descend into chaos, and that is okay. And then we're just going to do that once or twice or 3 times, and then it's finished. And you can take your paper with you, and you can use it as a tool to make friends throughout DebConf. Does that sound good? Okay. So I think, do you want to stand up, or do you want to stand up? Let's stand up. Let's mingle a bit.